Edward Sharpe.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Oh, cool, man.
Want to get in the back?
Oh,
Huh?
no, I'm all right.
For my
I'm all right.
talk show, silly.
I'm warming up right now. I got a gig.
You scared?
No, it's not that.
You're scared.
Maybe a little.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So you want to do this?
I don't think so.
No, I think you do. I think that you're going to be very drawn to doing my interview.
I'm cool. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Are
Yeah.
you cool?
Yeah, no,
Are you cool?
It's not like that, man. I got warm up.
All right.
I'll see you.
Okay.
Okay.
Take a sip from your soul on a metaphysical milkshake.
Well. Edward Sharpe. How does it feel now that you're back here?
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
You see?
Yeah.
Alex is your real name.
Yeah.
But you created this persona of Edward Sharpe. Why isn't it Alexander Ebert and the Magnetic Zeros?
I was writing a novel, actually, and the main character's name was Edward Sharpe. This character could see the strings that you're made of and play you, like C sharp or D. So I got really into math in my own sort of childish way. And I thought that I invented a mathematics called magnetic zeros. But NASA just tweeted, we just discovered some mathematics to quantify the winds, something on Mars, and it's called magnetic zeros. What do you think about that, at Edward Sharpe?
That is awesome. You've got a wind on Mars named after you. You grew up in Los Angeles, is that right?
Yeah.
And now you've moved to New Orleans.
New Orleans.
What prompted that move?
New Orleans is everything that I imagined a sort of, conglomerate of humanity would be like as a kid. And it's so DIY, I mean, it's just sort of pure magic.
Well, as you know, it's a magic van, so
right.
I don't want you
We going?
feeling homesick.
Thank you.
Okay. You see?
I'm so glad I got
You see?
I know.
Okay, there we go. Do you dig New Orleans music at all? Is this
Yeah.
kind of influencing your sound right now?
It may be on some sort of level.
I want to play that washboard with the
Yeah. Yeah.
That seemed to be
It's
good
rather
at that.
easy. I think you would be.
Yeah. So why are there 12 members in the band? Is that an intentional number?
No, it feels kind of, once in a while I'm like, ooh,
Jesus.
I like the whole 12 thing, No, it's actually what the song's called for. Like, I think the songs really were the house and we moved in.
You should add whistlers to the band.
Tons
Just
of them.
professional
Yeah,
whistlers.
I know.
I could be a whistler. I could go on tour and just do the.
Yeah. And you could have a whole dressing room to yourself.
Yes.
And Vaseline, a Vaseline
An assistant,
Wrangler.
yeah, an assistant to just wipe my lips.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
People often refer to you and to your band as like a new hippie movement or modern day hippie.
Poor humanity. We just are always trying to quantify everything. We're so confused and
Yeah.
so fearful and afraid of everything that we need to.
Everything needs to be
Everything
labeled.
needs a name.
You have long hair, therefore you are a hippie.
Yeah, I just take pity on humanity and myself at times for needing to do the same thing. I try not to do that. The sort of edicts of rock and roll are rebellion, willingness to destroy something that is sort of needs to be destroyed, irreverence, all these sort of helpful things when the culture is repressive and oppressive. When rock and roll becomes the culture and cool is established by those rules, everything opposite of those things is now uncool.
So your act of rebellion against a modern world
I'm part of a counterculture, yeah.
is a counterculture where you guys perform communally. You
Yeah,
have
love,
uplifting
smiling,
songs.
uplifting, love, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Construction. Yeah, these are out of fashion.
I always feel like the biggest act of rebellion that anyone could do would be to write poetry. It's just pure self-expression. You're not asking for anything from it. You know you're not going to achieve fame.
No, not
it's
anymore.
It's just
yeah.
a way of taking in the world and putting it through your own prism and reflecting it out through words. I was reading some about your growing up, and I found it fascinating that your dad is a psychotherapist.
Yeah.
And he saw patients at your house?
Yeah, in fact, this carpet reminds me terribly of his office. He had the whole thing
I'm going to stop you right
Yeah,
there
okay.
because this is the carpet from his office. So we did it as a kind of therapeutic.
All right.
How does that make you feel?
It's too heavy.
That'll be $250.
All right.
Do you have a spiritual life?
Yeah, of course. I've experienced myself when I feel negative or I'm thinking negatively, I tend to not physically feel well. And I have also experienced thinking myself into feeling good. I one time had a completely paralyzing nerve thing happen, and finally I reached for this book called The Miracle of Metaphysical Healing. And you basically just imagine every little sinew of your body, and you go through it, and you sort of take a mental paintbrush and you paint it into its right form. And I got up and I was basically fine.
The Miracle of Metaphysical Healing.
The Miracle of Metaphysical Healing, great book.
You were in the band I'm a Robot.
Yeah.
That is a completely different sound than Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. I mean, night and day. What happened between I'm a Robot and Edward Sharpe?
I was going through a very intellectual phase and very upset with the world and society. And so my approach at that time was to sort of prove to you how impervious I was to you and the rest of the world by showing you that I was willing to destroy myself. And I remember waking up being like, where the fuck is my instinct? Like, where's the voice that would usually tell me to like go do this right now? I had nothing going on, no will. And it was really scary. I sat down and tried to write a song, trying to get back that very sort of like childish state. That was the renegade, rebellious thing to do all of a sudden, because I'd got so entrenched in this sort of other mentality that being positive was like...
Well, you're much more
very
vulnerable
exposed.
when you're positive.
Very exposed.
You're much more vulnerable to criticism.
Yes.
Watch the YouTube comments.
Yeah, watch
you
out.
know, it's so easy to get torn down.
Yeah.
But if you're too cool for school, then you're impervious.
Yeah, you're...
I think the saddest thing about New Orleans is the fact that their basketball team's called the Pelicans. All right, life's big questions, lightning round. Boom. Define success in 10 words or less.
To follow your heart.
What is the theory of the magnetic zero?
Well, zero is magnetic and it's a pendular addition.
Wrong. If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
What's up?
What do you think is the purpose of your life?
To help.
And what is your life's big question? What's the question that you wrestle with the most?
I think why. Not necessarily why X, Y, and Z is happening to me, but why is X, Y, and Z the way it is in the world?
SoulPancakers, Alex from Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros was talking earlier about instincts and how he had lost his way, and that instincts require nurturing, almost like children do. So what do you do to nurture your instinct? What do you do to try and listen to the voice of your artistic instinct? Write down your comments here below, and Alex and I will check them out. Pinky swear. We'll read through them and give it a go. And now, witness the power of reverse magnetism.
SoulPancake, subscribe!